is to somehow make them curious enough or persuade them by hook or crook to get more aware of themselves and where they came from and what they are into and what is already there, and just to bring it out. This is what compels me to compel them, and I will do it by whatever means necessary.
Welcome to the Awesome Black Dad Show, where our goal is to educate, inspire, and encourage dads to become the best version of themselves. Well, got through Christmas.
Final
we
countdown.
we got through Christmas. All we got is New Year's, man. So I think it's a perfect time to do a 2020 wrap up, man. It's been
We're gonna need a lot of wrapping paper.
we
a lot
that is
going on.
That is a fact. That is a fact. So for the 2020 wrap up, we'll take a bit of a break after this episode, and come back even harder for 2021, which we're definitely gonna have to do in a number of ways, man. 2020 was a rough year, man, but there were some goods and some bads for sure.
Yeah, that same game plan Trump got, man. So he planning on coming even harder 2021.
Oh man, Trump better go to he better go to Mar-a-Lago, or wherever he needs to go after it's all said and done.
He ain't going nowhere.
Right. It should be really interesting to see how all of this kind of plays out, man. He's been he was quiet for a while. Now he's coming back, and voice is loud and things are going on now. So it's just like, all right, what are we
kicking and screaming? You got to take him out kicking and screaming, man.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to 2021, but I'm not looking forward to the mess that may come from a political perspective.
Absolutely.
Talking about politics, would you say that you are more inclined, like politically inclined now since Trump has been in office, or have you always been kind of in touch politically?
I can't honestly say I've been in touch politically. I know a little bit about what's going on, but I don't get too deep in it.
Right.
Because it's all a game.
Sure.
It's not about, being a Democrat or being a Republican.
Right.
I think those games are so outdated that we have to look beyond a political team or a political side.
Right. So beyond the independents, the Republicans and the Democrats.
Because there are some Republicans that are Democratic and there are vice versa.
Yeah.
When it comes to ideologies and practices.
Yeah, I think we are far beyond the point in which we have these two kind of
you can't differentiate, right?
Yeah, these two parties, right? The idea of these two parties, and then one represents everything that I am and that I want. It's kind of insane. I would say that I am absolutely probably since Obama, I have increasingly gotten more politically inclined, like what's going on. And my wife for sure has kept me kind of in tune in terms of like making sure, that's on when it's time to vote and all these things. She keeps me kind of in tune, and we have those conversations. So that's definitely helped out a lot. I think one of the things for sure in 2021, as it pertains to this platform and the show, I think we need to find more opportunities to kind of have a bit of a political conversation, even if it's just to kind of get in tune with how the game is played, right? We talk a lot about chess, and we talk about how wide the gap is from being good, from going from being the gap between mediocre or average and good is so big, right? And I think the same exists with when it comes to politics, right? And unfortunately, we have to. There is no like, all right, I'm gonna just play it to the left until it's time to vote. Like, I think we just need to be more in tune with kind of what's going on in the world. I ain't saying become a politician, but just kind of understand. And maybe even locally, we have try to get more people on the show that can have more conversation about what's going on locally, right? In the state and in the city, because that stuff matters more, in my opinion, than what happens on the federal level. Right.
Yeah, what they represent and what they stand for is absolutely important.
Right.
So from that standpoint, it's like, it's imperative that we know that we have that knowledge of who represents what, or
Yeah.
what they plan.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I agree, and how we continue to have those conversations within our household and amongst our smaller network. So it's just like we're always kind of in tune to what's going on. So we'll
Right.
definitely in 2021 try to make a point of having a bit more of those conversations. I don't want to, like you, I don't want to get too deep in it and get lost in that. But I think it's good to have those conversations, right?
Yeah,
So talking 2020, man, what do you think? I know, the pandemic was a big thing. Um, and, but we still had to live our lives. Life had to go on. A lot of people lost their jobs, lost family members and so forth and so on. So, just to kind of pick it up, what would you say one of the best thing for out of 2020 you think you got?
the best thing I think we have, or we should have, a more increased value of family, value of quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
That was always one of my biggest things. Quality of life was always huge
Yeah.
to me. So for other families, whether you were forced or not, to have that ability to spend time together, to build together through a pandemic,
Yeah.
um, and to really thrive throughout it.
Right.
And it's just so eye opening, man. Because man, it's so many. It just started hitting close to home from the bat,
Yeah.
off the bat. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So people that you know, family members,
Yeah.
got lost their parents.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I got plenty of friends, man, like this year that passed my age.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And this is like, man, it's you have to come out of this looking at life a little
Yeah.
like a lot of stuff that don't matter. It shouldn't matter.
Right. It should not. It
Right.
should not, man. I mean, it made your biggest problem seem so small, man. It's not. It is not that serious, right? And so
Yeah.
I remember when this first kind of started and how the jokes started, right? And it was like, well, it's not really hitting the African American community, so it was like
Right.
they started
Right.
joking, and then when the table turned about
Man.
3 weeks in, it was like, wait. Grandma not gonna be safe. Granddad not gonna be safe. Mama not gonna be safe. So it's like, oh wait, this is real, right? And then nobody expected us to be almost a year um into this pandemic, right? And not still really not understanding. And you have the sides where it's people that's talking about pandemic versus pandemic. I think that there's a variety of both in that. I understand the terminology when people say, it's a pandemic, and the media, and the messaging coming through those cycles is put out there to kind of keep us in fear.
Right.
But then on the other hand, there's some reality to the messaging that is coming out as well, and people are not taking heed to that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it is really just it has been an interesting year, and it's been really hard to kind of focus on the positive, and not the negative. But I would absolutely 100% agree. Like, it has made me kind of laser my focus into family, not just immediate, but the people that are within my family circle. That includes friends that are really close. It's like the thought process and how much people mean to me, right? And
Uh-huh.
everything else just doesn't seem to matter. It doesn't. It kind of wastes away, right?
Uh-huh.
When you begin to think about it. So I think that is the most. Even though you get zoomed out, like you get tired of the, you get tired of having the Zoom calls with family and
Every
stuff
day.
like that. Yeah, you get fatigued and you get burnt out, right? But that seems to be the most important thing. And then secondly, the other thing that really kind of hit home is health.
Uh-huh.
And it started making me pay just more attention to my health in general, right? And it's like, even during the pandemic, having to make a decision whether or not you're going to go see a doctor for an annual physical, or go to the dentist to get because that is very much a part of your health as
Oh,
well.
yeah, hygiene. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, man. People don't know that they're
swallowing
yeah,
sickness
right. Pretty
when your
much.
mouth ain't clean.
Yeah. And so our health is just like it is really, really important, right? And part of the reason why the pandemic hit us so hard is because people in the United States don't really take their health as
Oh, yeah.
serious as they should, right? And then when you niche it down and you start talking about black folk, and then black men and how we take care of ourselves, whether it's self care in terms of like taking a mental break or physically, paying attention to our health, we have to do a better job.
Yeah.
And so that's definitely going to be a part of some of the messaging that we put on this platform next year as well. It's like, yo, pay attention to them signs, man. If your body telling you one thing, go get it checked out. If you got health insurance, man, you paying for it, go use it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go use it. You know what I'm saying? So the other thing I wanted to ask is a part of 2020. We 14 episodes in, you know what I mean? You joined the show 14 episodes ago.
Yeah.
And it's been a ride. It's been a fun ride, man. I'm looking forward to more of this type of content and some different stuff as well. But what would you say, if you can think back, what would you say your favorite episode was of 2020?
Man, that's actually a hard one.
Yeah.
I go back and listen to them, man, and it's like it's almost like listening to your favorite album.
Yeah.
Depending on how you feeling, that song in particular is your favorite at that moment.
Right.
Man, we had so much to talk about, man.
Right.
And,
We
and
did.
the feedback was like, I was not expecting the feedback that we got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like people calling, people, messaging or whatever.
Yeah.
And look at my grandmama was like, I saw them last 2 episodes. I like watching y'all. I'm like, Grandma,
Yeah.
good looking out. You know what I
Good
mean?
looking out, Grandma. Good
Yeah,
looking out. We appreciate it. We
it's-
definitely
yeah,
do.
it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing because when you started this, you started just to push the awareness
Right.
of Black fathers doing well,
Mm-hmm.
and it's since then grown beyond this platform.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got people reaching out to us, want us to be part of different projects
Yep. Yep.
regarding Black fathers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, man, I just did it because you asked. It's like, yo,
Right.
you want to host with me? I'm like, cool. I'm saying whatever you need.
Right.
You know what I mean? And by no means that you need me, but I was happy that I was able to be a part of it.
Yeah. No, I'm
Yeah,
happy.
but as far as the episode, man, all of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
because each one had their own moments.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Each one definitely had their moment. And it's hard to put one in front of the other.
Right.
I think episode 1 of season 4, which was the 18 Summers, right?
Mhm.
I think that's at the top of my list, right? Just because of the content and what it really means, right? And we talked about the pandemic and how it is, how family is a lot more important to us, and time, right? That's basically what it turns out to be. It's just you begin to think about how much time do I have left to be a part, to be a vital part of the people in my life. And so that really stuck with me. And I must say, like, the running up into, somewhere in my top 5, I would have to say the combination of Linton's episode and Robbie's episode, right? Tiffany
Can't
and
mention one without the other.
yeah, you can't have, they're like together. Like now, I feel like we should have just had them on together, but that's a whole nother conversation. But I think that so those two together would be in my number 2, right? Because that girls, even though I don't have daughters, huh?
I said all the guests that we had,
Yeah,
everybody was on point.
yeah. I think the episode with Tiffany and Nikki, right?
Mhm.
was a good one as well that allowed us to have a meaningful conversation about content that is tough for us to have conversations about
Right.
within our community,
Right.
right? So that was really meaningful as well, and man, that's in my top three too. Those are my top three. I would say my top three episodes. So the first one's 18 Summers, the combination of Linton and Robbie's episode, and then Nikki
Yeah,
and
that's
Tiff.
definitely a top.
Yeah,
The topics. The reason it's hard for me because the topics are so important.
yeah,
Even the topics of like naming your son Junior
yeah.
and whatnot.
Dang,
Um,
naming your
you know,
oh,
I
yeah,
mean, it's just so much to
right,
pick from. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's really hard. I mean, I super enjoyed the guests.
yep,
You know what I mean? Because everybody brought a different dynamic.
mm-hmm,
You know what I mean?
yep,
It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same topics. It wasn't the same old type of people.
right.
These were real people, and they had real, things to talk about.
Absolutely, we're not a monolith. We are absolutely a different. We're different people,
Yeah.
and we like different things, right? So that's pretty
Like
much
they will probably think everybody out there probably think me and you agree all the time,
right.
and it's the complete opposite. You know
Right?
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
We
will say,
debate
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, you know what else is interesting, and this is one of the things that we're gonna bring up in 2021 for sure too. Is it's time to bring back the debates, right? I think that was a powerful
Yes,
platform, so to speak, to give us an opportunity to agree to disagree. And I thought a couple of those episodes you and I kind of had, we did our roundup and we talked before the episode or whatever, and we would be indifferent a little bit, and then when we had these conversations with people that brought in a different perspective, it just opened up the door, right? And just showed that we were open-minded. And at the end of the episode, we tended to be a bit more aligned than we were before, right? And that's the power of conversation. And that's why I think this platform is so important, man. And that, and I'm hoping that it reaches many more people for sure. But having these conversations in a way that you're open-minded, where you can get your perspective out, not from a place of trying to change someone's mind, but just a place of understanding. And I think that's where we all came from. It's like, I'm really just trying to understand what you're saying. That's primarily what the Tiffany and Nikki episode was about. It's like, help us understand. We're coming from a completely different place, so we want to hear what you have to say, so you can help us, help us understand. And I think it helped us
to even get to the understanding part.
Right.
You have to communicate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you remove the communication, we'll never understand.
Never.
You know what I mean?
Never. And it's not just communicate. People think, at least for me, I'm learning that it's not just about talking, right? It's about it's about learning how to communicate. You just can't. You're not going to go to Mexico and think that you can speak English every place that you go.
Right.
There are going to be people that don't understand what it is that you're trying to say, and it's not, the onus isn't necessarily on them, because you're in their space. You have to figure out how to communicate with them to get what you need out of that conversation. So as we open up about talking to each other, it's also about learning how to say the right thing. I guess the intent, like understanding your intent of that conversation and being open-minded about it is what I'm learning, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed those.
Learning how to take people's perspectives and how they feel in stride.
Yeah.
I'm used to just saying, "Man, that's stupid."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the dumbest.
That's the
thing I heard.
dumbest
You know what I
thing.
mean?
Yeah.
But when you really trying to understand, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, listen, we don't have to agree, but I want to see where you're coming from, and I want to understand where you're coming from, so I can understand you better.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So,
Correct.
and it takes both sides.
Yeah, definitely. It takes both sides, right? So you got to have an interested party on the other side. So those debates kind of help you understand. It creates a format where it's like, all right, at least hear the person out before you like jump in, interject. Like, listen first. God gave
Right.
you 2 ears and 1 mouth. At least that's what I tell my sons all the time. Like, boy,
Man,
listen
nailed it.
twice as much as you talk. That's
Hey,
information I need to take too. But
and Dave Max, you want to run it back anytime, brother?
oh man,
I'm ready for you.
oh yeah, the religious conversation. So that's coming back again too, people. Look for a post on that. We wanna hear your perspective
Man,
here about
debate
some
part 2.
content that you'd like to hear, some topics you'd like to see debated. We'd love to hear from you. Definitely you can hit us up on Facebook. Message us and let us know what you'd like to hear. And so one of the other things in terms of like, kind of wrapping up 2020 as we talk about some of the episodes that we had prior, as I go through social media and you see what people are talking about and how people are feeling, I ran across an old post that I had saved that I thought was interesting, and I wanted to at some point have an episode about it. But it was basically rules to teach your sons, right? And so there was this list or this post going around Facebook where it was like, I believe it was like 28 or 29 rules to teach your son. And I was like, man, that'd be dope to kind of end the year with some rules, right? And see how we feel about it. So I want to take a look at some of these rules and see if they match up with the awesome black dad perspective of rules to teach your son, right? Or teach your sons, I should say. So let me pull that up real quick.
Oh boy.
Yeah, man. Yep. So 1, never shake a man's hand sitting down. I'll give that. Well, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I don't see no problems with that. It's a sign of respect. I can dig it. Learn how to cook a signature dish. Absolutely. You gotta have something.
Wait, ramen noodles don't count?
We might need to leave that one to the audience, bro. I don't know if that one's gonna fly. If you just boil, I mean, that sits with no, it's not a dish, man.
Signature dish?
No, I think you need a signature dish.
It's not?
Spaghetti.
Man, y'all so uppity now, man.
Fish, like there's got to be something.
Now ramen noodles.
I didn't say you could cook.
Now.
It's not a signature dish. Stop it. Stop.
Man, y'all, you ever since you moved to the suburbs,
hey man, cut it out. Cut it out. Because when your grandkids come and you walk in that house and you see your sons making your grandkids oodles and noodles, and I raised you better.
We smashed them the other day. We made a pot of them.
I ain't saying that I'm not saying that you can't have them in the list, bro. I ain't saying.
Different though, man.
Huh?
If that could be my signature dish,
I
may not make it like.
I don't agree with that being your signature dish, but I agree with this being on the list. How about that? Well, okay, so is oodles and noodles your signature dish? Is that the thing that's your go-to? If you trying to like candlelight dinner for the wife at the crib, what you cooking?
You ain't say all that.
I'm just saying, like it's learn how to cook a signature dish. Like that's on you. Like my dad make
candlelight dinner is gonna be catered. You're not gonna be real right. I ain't got time for that.
You're not. Hey man. Hey, stop it. So I'll say this. I'm a protein guy, so it's like I'll do the protein. So I'll make. When it comes to the steaks, that'll be my signature dish. Yeah, that's what give me that red meat.
I was talking about protein, man.
Right.
Look, light the candles and get some Chinese food or something, man.
Oh my God. So you disagree? Are you disagreeing? You don't need a signature dish? There's too many other options? Man don't need.
I've been told that I disagree too much, so I'm not disagreeing with anything. So,
moving on, man. Moving on.
Everything's cool.
Moving on. Spend 30 minutes a day reading up on current events.
Absolutely.
In a negotiation, never make the first offer. Ooh, let's hear from the real estate guy.
Nah, I mean, it depends on it. That's a temperature you have to check at that moment.
Yeah.
It's like this. Even with chess, you make certain offers
Yep.
first,
Mm-hmm.
just to see where their mind is, and then you know how to execute your plan after that. Okay, I'm going to offer this, and if they take this, then we'll go here. If they don't take it, then we'll, you know what I mean. So it
Yeah.
really doesn't matter who makes the first offer.
Hmm.
I'm gonna make the first offer most times anyway.
Hmm. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know if that's a rule. I think the rule for me would be in a negotiation, never make the first offer. I would say my rule would be learn to negotiate, right? Learn to negotiate towards your
Oh,
strength.
absolutely.
So it's not
What's that
necessarily a
book we
rule, it's
read?
more of a principle, right?
Never split the difference.
Yeah, that's the name of the book. I was trying to think of it. Thank you. There is a
Yeah.
book called Never Split the Difference that teaches you how to negotiate. Very good book. Very, very good book. So if you have the time, pick it up. And you can, I believe you can get like 30 days free on Audible, so you can definitely pick up that book. Never Split the Difference. Check that out. Number 5, request the late checkout.
I'm indifferent. I mean,
Yeah, always. Oh, because you're trying to party hard that day before. Whatever you're doing, you do it a little bit harder that last day before you know you got to go home and you know you don't really want to get up. So just request it. It ain't gonna hurt. It ain't
I
gonna
mean,
hurt.
most times, honestly, if me and the wife out,
Yeah,
we've been gone so many days that we ready to go anyway. So
Yeah.
it's like
right.
after 4 or 5 days, man,
Yeah,
you know, for me,
for sure. Now this is one. Number 6 is one. I feel like if this list was in order of like a priority, I would move up the list. Right. Number 6 is when entrusted with a secret, keep it.
absolutely.
Shut your mouth, young man.
Stop
Shut your
telling him.
mouth.
You know what?
Dang.
I always had this rule, this personal rule. Like, I'm not gonna tell your business, right?
Yeah.
Especially if I ain't gonna tell mine.
Right. Yep.
So all that pillow talking and man, you know, this nigga did this and
Right.
she did that. I did some stuff too.
Right.
Unless I'm willing to say all that on that one pillow,
Right.
I
Nah.
ain't saying nothing.
Just be quiet. It don't get
It's
you.
not.
It don't get you nowhere. It
You know
don't
what I
get
noticed, man? People tell other people business because they trying to make themselves look better
Yeah, that
than the
happens.
person that they're
That
telling on.
definitely happens. And it happens. It happens with men a lot when that man is trying to impress a woman for some reason. It's strange bringing up another
Oh,
guy,
damn
in a
it.
conversation with a woman that you want.
He ain't got nothing to do with
He
that.
don't have nothing to do. You all you doing is making her think about him.
Exactly.
And the true picture is you want to remove all thoughts of other men and you want her to focus on you. So how do you don't
You want to make her see him differently.
right? So it's like yeah, I can do that on my own, But
If you were man enough,
right,
he would disappear anyway
Anyway.
without you saying nothing about him.
facts,
And nigga,
right. Yeah, had to put that in there. Number 7, hold your heroes to a higher standard. Ooh.
it's
If that
hard for me to
means,
put
here's the thing.
people
If
on
that
the
means that you don't really have a hero, you have people that you respect, because at the end of the day, if we're thinking about this realistically, in my mind, it's like everybody's imperfect. That's perfection, right? Everybody has their own flaws. So holding people that you trust and admire to a higher standard, I think I struggle with the hold your heroes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For me, that's putting somebody on a pedestal,
Right,
which I
Right.
don't do.
right. It's not like somebody got a superpower, but I guess it would be in this case. It's more, instead of heroes, it's more of your what would they call a role model, right? Somebody that you look up to and hold in high esteem, not necessarily a hero. So it's like a LeBron James, and so even if it's a LeBron James, it's like holding him to a higher standard than what you would hold yourself or
Right.
anyone
That's
else.
weird.
Like, he's human just like everybody else. He got some pressures though that other people, the average person, doesn't have. And so even holding him to a higher standard is gonna be a challenge. So That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
I mean,
I'm middle of the road. I'm middle of the road when it comes to that one being on the list of rules to teach your sons.
nah, I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether my hero be my mother,
Right,
grandmother,
right.
sister,
Yeah,
uncle, whoever,
yeah,
I'm not holding them to a higher standard, um, higher than anyone else.
right. Yeah.
Like my kids not my heroes, but they're going to be held to the same standard. That
Mhm.
way, everybody get the same treatment.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? When it
yeah,
comes to the expectations,
yeah. And then, yeah,
I'm
that's
not
what I
gonna
was
let
just
you
getting
get
ready to
away
say.
with something.
That's what I was getting ready to say too. Now it gets a little deeper because you get into the conversation about expectations, right? And
Right.
I have an expectation of my children, and I think expectations are necessary. And having high expectations raises the bar, and you make them push towards it. So I get it. It's just a tough one. We might have to come back to this one. I'm gonna think about this one a little bit more. Return a borrowed car with a full tank of gas. Amen. Amen, amen, amen. Don't you go nowhere and borrow nobody's car and then bring it back on E.
What if you get it on half and return it on half?
Oh yeah.
Is that acceptable?
I think that's par. I think that's par for the course. It's acceptable. Like I
What
think
if you get it on E?
ooh,
You still should return it on full.
ooh. Yeah, yeah, unless you
To
being
use it, you got to put gas.
you
in
got to
it
put gas in it, right? So if you used it and you had to put a half a tank of gas in it to go to the grocery store, don't just be like, I put a half a tank of gas here. I'm about to ride around till I get back to E.
That's
Right?
what people do, though.
That's what people do. No, I mean, if you borrowing somebody's car, man, it's still it's still their risk. Just bring it back. Just bring it back full if you can. If it's not an emergency situation and you down on your luck in terms of money, like it's just a situation of you needing a car, then go and put some gas in it, man, and bring it back.
I would say if you what does it say?
Let me see.
Return a borrowed car with more gas than when you took it out. That's what I would say.
Yep, I would agree with that. Oh man, number 9, play with passion or don't play at all.
You already know.
Already know.
1,000%.
1,000. And I don't care what
ain't
you're
gonna
playing.
do it
Sit down.
hard. You
Sit
ain't
down.
gonna go hard, man.
Sit down. That's easy.
What you doing it for?
Yep, I would bubble this one up on the list as well.
Yeah.
Number 10, when shaking hands, grip firmly and look them in the eye. Agree.
You know
Agree.
what? As strong as my hands are,
Shake them.
I can admit that I don't have the most firm shake.
Right.
I've shaken. Is that a word?
Shook.
I've shook women's hands,
Right.
and sometimes the woman's so strong. I'm like, girl,
What?
damn.
Yeah. Wait
What's
a
wrong
minute.
with you?
Yep.
I don't. I know it's supposed to exert confidence,
Mm-hmm.
but I think a lot of times we overdo it with that grip.
Yeah. No, I think less of a
I-
grip. I just think have a confident grip. Like don't have
exactly.
you know what I mean? You don't have to squeeze somebody's hand to break it.
Like yo, I'm telling you, just recently I was out of town.
Yeah.
Big, strong, buff dude, shake his hand. He want to show me how strong he is. So
Right.
he grabs my hand and I'm like, dude,
Right.
if I wanted to show my strength,
Yeah.
like this is not a,
Yeah, this is not what
you know
this
what I mean?
is. Right.
We're not arm wrestling.
Right. So it's one of those things where it's too much is like, come on, man.
Yeah,
And
it's
too
like,
little
come
is
on.
like, come on, man. So it's
Exactly.
I
You
think
don't
your
want that.
handshake should be representative of who you are. And so be confident. At the end of the day, I think people should know that you're in their space. Whatever that is, you should not be invisible in the corner. Right? So if you shake somebody's hand, it's a physical touch and they know that you're there. So you don't have to squeeze it and break it where they have a bad memory of you. Just leave a positive memory. And the other thing is like when I tell my boys is to always look up and look the person you're talking to in the eyes, right? That's also a confidence thing. That's also shows a level of confidence, right? And presence. It speaks to presence. So I think that's important for people to know, like, I'm present and I'm here and I'm confident in who I am.
And I'm confident in what I'm saying.
Correct. So I think that's definitely should be on the list. What we on? Number 11. Don't let a wishbone grow. Don't let a wishbone grow where a backbone should be. Oh, oh, oh. Agree.
Message.
Agree. Agree. Be confident,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Stand
yeah.
up, stand straight up, man. Stand on your foundation, stand strong, stand
Don't
firm.
be jelly backed about it.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what I mean?
Yeah. Be strong in your and convicted in what you're saying. And the other thing I would add to that is don't be afraid to say in moments that you know that you were wrong. I think that that's a part of it too. So that has some backbone to it as well. Um, so yep, I agree. That definitely stays on the list.
Yeah, yeah.
Number 12, stand up. Stand up when she enters the room.
Who is she?
Who
What she
is
are we talking
she?
about?
Right. Any she at this point.
uh,
Well, ooh. Yeah, let me stay away from that. Any she.
it got to be a real she though. Yeah, got to be born a she. You can't be something about you feel like a she. You identify with being a she.
Right, right.
You're not gonna get that type of respect,
Yeah, yeah. Stand,
dude.
stand up when she enters a room.
I
Um,
mean,
that gets exhausting.
it's like, all right,
They
what?
outnumber us. They outnumber us.
If
So you
I'm
know how many women walk in the room with us just sitting there?
no,
I'll be
no, actually, no. I think if it's insinuating that we stand up when our queen, we only got one queen.
well, yeah. I mean, if it's that, if it's your woman, sure. I'm just taking
But
it
what?
at face value. Like if as a respect, like if a woman, because I don't know if you've seen movies where if a lady comes to the table, the guys stand up and let her sit down, right? So that's what
Absolutely.
I'm thinking. So it's like if a woman walks in the room,
Oh, I got you. I
if a
got you.
woman walks in a room, do you stand up to kind of acknowledge the fact that a woman is now in the room? Um, and if that's the purpose, I would say I would say no. But if you're acknowledging your woman in one way, shape, or form, I would agree. And I would say I don't do that, but I would agree.
I've only done that in my life for the elderly.
Yeah, yeah,
Period.
yep. So maybe we can tweet that one.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right. When your elders walk in the room, stand up.
Stand up.
Stand up. 13. Carry two handkerchiefs. The one in your back
Next.
pocket is for you. The one in your breast pocket is for her. Easy peasy. I'd agree.
Yeah, whatever.
Right. That's simple. It ain't hard.
Who
14.
who the hell carries handkerchiefs?
Right. Well,
Han-
yeah, if you got on a
in-
blazer. Yeah. You marry the girl, you marry her family and her children. Wait, what? Let me make sure I read that right. My reading is
yeah,
remedial today.
basically, when you marry a girl, you marry
You
her
marry her
family and the
family.
kids that she had
Yeah.
before you came.
Yep.
I'll say this, man.
Oof.
I always felt like
What
this
else,
about family.
Mm-hmm.
I married my wife. I didn't marry her family. I didn't make I didn't stand and make all those promises to her family.
Uh-huh.
When we were doing vows, it said nothing about the family.
Right.
Because nowadays people got to differentiate between family and relatives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like like family is deep,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes family is not even your relatives.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I'm getting too deep about that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
so wait, where were you going with that one? Like what you said? Sometimes your
As far
family
as
is.
far yeah, as far as like
Uh-huh.
family, like you family, right?
Right.
Which means we've been through some stuff. I can depend on you. I can count on you. Whatever,
Right.
whatever. And then you got relatives.
Uh-huh.
Relatives is just people you related to,
Right.
and they may not be family. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that relative who'll do you in
Yeah.
or do you wrong
Uh-huh.
ain't family.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So because family is deeper. It's like the word love.
Mm-hmm.
When I love, I'm LOVE, not the LUV.
Right. Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? Like if my wife texts me LUV, yeah, like love you,
Right.
Nigga, that's what you sending your little friends. So that
you better
ain't,
you better
you ain't
take this
sending me
time
that.
to spell this whole thing out.
You better say the whole three words. I love you.
Something
Don't
wrong with you,
love you.
man.
Don't love you me.
Something wrong with you. I don't even know how we
Hey,
got here. I
bro,
don't even know how we got.
you'll never throw a love you out. It ain't really a love.
Right. Yeah.
Okay?
No,
That's what
that's that.
family and relatives is.
Yeah, that's a fact. I think that it's one of the mainstays to definitely tell your sons that when you marry a girl, you're marrying her family, right? That's
Yeah.
whether they are there or not, you're still marrying her family because the residuals of her family is in her, right? And so you're marrying them. So it's in your best interest to even get to know some of them as well. So now you can understand the root, right? Like where it came from.
You love her family.
Love her family. 15. Be like a duck. Remain calm on the surface and paddle like crazy underneath. I agree.
I get it.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's definitely a muscle that you have to that you're gonna have to stretch and figure out and learn.
I think I listen too much Wu-Tang. When they say duck season, I don't want to be no duck.
Well, no, you don't want to be no duck, right? But yeah, you definitely want to be calm up top and paddle crazy underneath because that's what you wind up doing anyway, in my opinion.
That's what she said.
Right. 16. Where did
Experience the serenity
Thank you.
of traveling alone.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Experience it. Get it in.
Clear your mind.
Clear your mind. That definitely. Yep. I'm not even going to go into a whole diatribe about that. Yes. 17. Never be afraid to ask out the best looking girl in the room.
It's been so long since I touched a lady.
Right. Yeah.
I've been out the game too long. I don't know nothing about that no more.
Right. I would say this. I would say that there's nothing wrong with having a fear of it. I would say be courageous enough to ask her, right? Because the chances are 50-50, right? In any case, you never know when you catch her. She might be like, nah. She might be like, yeah. Doesn't really matter. Because I think, and maybe you haven't, but I know I've been in spaces where you run into a woman and it's like, ooh, league. In my league, out of my league, younger, I'm talking to the wrong person.
Yeah, I never had that.
Yeah, you never, yeah. So
I would tell my sons,
yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
All you really have to do is make us smile. This is like an icebreaker.
Yeah, yeah.
But don't be a clown.
Don't be a clown. Don't be a clown.
Be funny.
Just,
be loose.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah.
When you feel like sliding in that,
yep.
So what's up?
Right. Just conquer the fear. My thing, if I had to tweak it, I agree. I would just say conquer the fear. I wouldn't say don't. And over time, that fear is gonna go away. The first time you're gonna be a little scared. The next time is like, oh man, I'm comfortable. Next time is like, yeah, she bad, but I'm bad too.
I started out, I'm telling you, I used to be, man, like so afraid to talk to chicks, man.
Yeah.
My cousins would bring chicks, from their school or different areas and be like, yo, cuz, man, I let her.
Right.
And I get it. I just stare like,
right. Oof.
She's so fine.
Right.
I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say. What am I supposed to say? Right. And if you don't
After a while,
if you don't stretch that muscle, you'll never get there. You'll never know what to say.
It's like I just learned myself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If I'm scared of something, I attack it head on.
Yep.
So
that's all it is.
Later on, they got a little more aggressive. So
right. What number? Ooh. Never turn down a breath mint. Number 18.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Son, if she offering you one, it's for a reason.
Yes, for a reason. Take it.
Don't have that much pride.
Right. Don't have that much pride. I'm gonna let you run through let you run through these last ones real quick.
Number 19.
Yeah.
A sport coat is worth 1,000 words.
Hmm.
Yeah, and Yeah.
Yep.
I see
Yep.
that.
Yep.
From a business perspective.
Yep.
Number 20. Oh, this is weird.
Oof.
Try writing your own eulogy. Never stop revising.
I get it.
Yeah, I ain't about to keep writing about my death.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just not,
Yeah. That
just not
constant
gonna
thought
happen.
of death. It's
Yeah,
I have an
and
issue
keep
with it. But,
revising it.
right. Like if
I
I
am
die
not the
tomorrow.
author
Yeah.
and the finisher of my faith.
Right.
That's God.
Yep.
Let him write my eulogy.
Right.
Number 21. Thank a veteran, then make it up to him.
Hmm.
I was with you on the first part of that.
How do you make it up to him? I'll be back. I'm going to Iraq.
What do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do? Buy
The
him
government
lunch?
should make it up to you.
Buy him or her lunch? Or I don't know. I don't know.
The government need to make it up to you.
Yeah, that is a fact. That is a fact. They need to do a better job of
They
that.
take care of y'all more. You went for them. Anyway, love all the veterans out there.
Yep.
Thanks for
Salute.
all your service. You know what I'm saying? We salute y'all for real, for real. But let us know how to make it up.
Right. Let me know how to do that.
All right, number 22 is open her door and walk on the outside of the street. Yeah, all the time. The reason my kids asked me, I had taught them this a while ago, why walk on the outside of the street? I said, because if a car jumped the curb, I'm going to push out the way and I'm going to get smashed. Hopefully not, but
Mm-hmm.
the point is to get her out the way.
Right.
And he just looked at me like, yeah, okay. I said, whoever he married, boy, you better walk on the street.
Yeah, she better walk behind him or something.
He ain't going.
He ain't going. He ain't going. Oh, man.
What's next? Number 23. After writing an angry email, read it carefully, then delete it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think that's an inner, kind of like a rule that's always been unwritten.
Mhm.
You know how many times we send angry text messages
Yep.
and then we delete it and then write something else angry?
Yep.
I do that like 6, 7 times. And then I just take the high road at the end. Like,
Yeah.
I be pissed.
Yep. No, I agree.
But anyway,
Yeah.
number 24. Ask your mom to play. She won't let you win.
Play what? I don't get it. Ask your mom to play.
My mama gonna tell me she ain't play. I ain't playing.
I ain't playing nothing. I don't know what that means. I need a little bit more context.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Ask your mom to play.
Yeah, let's just move on. It just gets. Yeah.
Number 25 is not so much as a to-do. It's a statement. Manners make the man. True.
It is a part of making a man. So I would
Number
definitely
26.
instill that. Yep.
Give credit, take the blame.
Ooh.
I think that only works in marriages. I would tell my son that. Outside of that, nah, I ain't gonna.
I think it is. I think it is high on the list for what makes up a great leader. Because unfortunately, you're just there when you're out in front. You're gonna take all the blame for when things fail, and when they're good. When they're good, it's like I thank all the people that stand behind me, right? And not in like a physical way stand behind me, but the people, because the reflection of when it comes to leadership, right? And even if you're talking in marriage, the woman that you decided to marry, you married her for a specific reason to make you better, not just to, just to be an arm piece for the most part, and is what I'm thinking. So it's like when you build that team, you basically build a team of people that are smarter than you in a way that helps you build what your vision is, right? And so that's what leadership is. Like you get it. You get the bigger picture. It's like, I don't care about these small wins. I'm trying to get to level 10 And these are the people that are going to help me get there. So yeah, I'll take the blame for some of this stuff. And at the end of the day, you hope that the people that you put on your team give you the credit. You're not outwardly looking for it from other people, but the people that are in your circle, I think that it's like, you like to have a pat on the back. So I get it. I think from a leadership perspective, yeah.
Word. Check.
Yeah.
All right. Number 27. Stand up to bullies. Protect those bullied.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That the last sentence gives me some pause, but I get it. Protect those that are bullied. It's just an environment when you're trying to be mindful and be you want your kids to think about when they grow up to protect themselves as well, because you don't know what situation you walking into. Like you from the outside looking in, you don't know if somebody's being bullied or if it's the other way around or what's really going on. So you don't know what you're walking into. But I understand in situations when you know somebody's being bullied, yeah, you don't allow it. You don't sit there and be in the presence and allow that to be in your presence. So I get it.
Yeah. Number 28. Write down your dreams.
Write down your dreams.
That should be number one.
That should be number one.
I'm a big ready writer.
Right.
Type of dude. I got stuff written everywhere.
Yeah, man.
All over the house.
Right.
You know what I mean? So seeing those words, I was just telling someone else, as far as like getting your goals, writing down your goals. I was like, dude, you have to write them down. You have to see them.
Yep.
Because when I see things like, especially like working out,
yep.
If I don't have it in my schedule, I'm not going to work out. If I don't have you right, and if I don't see it,
yeah,
I won't do it.
Right.
For some reason, seeing it written holds you more accountable.
Right.
For me.
No, absolutely. It adds some action to it, right? It put it closer to execution, or at least that's what you hope, that it puts it closer to that level of execution for you. So absolutely, that should probably bubble up from the bottom to the top.
Yes,
and this is a wonderful list to kind of wrap up 2020. And so, man, I could add some more to it. Maybe we'll look at adding some more to this in 2020. Man, let us know. Let us know if y'all want us to add some more to this list, or if you have something that you want to add. We'd love to get some feedback to your list of rules to teach your son.
yes, sir.
And so, as the Baptist preachers would do, I'm closing, but we got like 45 more minutes. Get ready to wrap up. One of the things I wanted to do before we wrapped up, man, is at the top of our shows, what we typically like to do, I know for sure we got to be a little bit more consistent about it, is salute the fathers that are out here doing their thing every day. And they're just putting forth the effort to being a better version of themselves. And we've done it in a number of episodes, and this episode is no different. Again, on social media, always looking for the positive instead of the negative, man. I ran across a video of Iman Shumpert, who's from Chicago or from Oak Park, Illinois. And former NBA player. I don't think he's playing now. So I think former NBA player at the moment. Who was on another podcast, and he was saying some things about his daughter and how parents should do a particular thing with their kids in terms of encouraging them. And I want to share that with you all in terms of, this is why we definitely want to salute Iman Shumpert, not just for saying what he's saying, but I also think that he's definitely putting forth the effort to do these things. But I want you guys to take a look and listen to what Iman had to say.
You got to go through school to play ball.
Right.
But if I tell you I want to play ball, gas it.
Right.
Gas it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't lie to me and be like, oh, he the best player in the world. No, but gas it. Yeah, keep going. You're going to have to work. You're going to have to work hard. You still going to have to finish your homework. You know what I'm saying? You can't flunk. You still got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to put the jersey on. You got to be able to put the jersey on. So, boom, you got to learn a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to write something off. You're going to have a lot of money if you're going to make it to the league. Like, talk to him like that. Like, make it real to him. Don't tell him, Well, what you gonna do if it don't work out? You know, a large percentage of us don't make it.
Right.
Like, what type of shit is that?
Right.
They speaking
He's
from
not
their
gonna.
experience.
That man's not gonna make it.
Right.
That dude's not gonna make
You
it.
already put it in your head.
Not if his parents are saying that. Like, that's half the battle, bro.
It's a
What
wrap.
you mean I ain't gonna make it? Like, my dad was like, all right, you just gonna have to do it. Like, you gonna have to work.
Right.
You short still. You gotta be able to use your body. You gotta be stronger. You gonna have to get in that weight room there. I'm telling you. All right, you gonna have to be able to dump. That's how I got here. So I'm like, when I'm thinking about parents, I'm like, dude, why would you tell your kid like to have a backup gas, whatever their plan is?
Right.
That's why so many kids get to college. Like, what you want to do? And they go, I don't know what I want to do. That's because somebody told them to go to school till they figured it out. And no, this nigga might really like video games. Nigga, let that nigga play video games.
It's a check over there.
He could learn how to really build a video game forward and back. Cool, learn about video games. He like cameras. He always picking up your camera. Boy, don't touch that. No, let him touch. Tell him what to do with it. He like it. He might be the best photographer ever. He might got the eye that you never had, even though you a photographer. Whatever, gas it. Like, I watch Junie pick up stuff all the time, Joe, and she just get good at shit. We got her gymnastic bar. This little girl doing flips and routines, and I'm like, gee, I didn't teach her none of that. I don't know how to do none of that. She making moves, but she going on YouTube asking Siri, hey Siri, pull up some gymnastic girls. What outfits do they wear? Mommy, I need a leotard. Then her mama like, I'm gonna get you a sparkly one. Then, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, just gas them. Gas these kids, let them do whatever, because that's all I was. Like, nigga, don't get me wrong, you gotta go through school.
Man, when I heard that, man, I was like, yo, it's real. Like, you understand it, but then it changes your whole frame of mind in terms of how you continue to have conversations with your kids, man. Like, and the stuff that they do, like, and I've said it before in a couple of episodes, man. It's just like, I want to be careful and mindful of what I project onto my kids, like my failures and my fears and my vulnerabilities. And don't do that. You need to do it this way. And it's really kind of trying to tap into what they are good at and what they can be great. Because that gap, again, if we go back to that gap, man, that gap between, being average and being great at something, or even being good, it is big depending on what you decide to do. But it doesn't mean that you don't have the power to do that within you. And so we don't know those gifts. So I think what Iman had to say, man, was extremely powerful. And it's definitely one of the things at the top of my mind that I got to keep in focus as I'm having conversations with my kids, man. So your thoughts on that as we wrap up?
I stand behind that 1,000%, man. Whatever the kids bring to me, it's like that's the first. It's always the first reaction. Like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's never a question. When it gets down to it, it's like, yo, you really have to. I got your back.
Yeah.
But you have to give 150%.
Right.
For this to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not the type of father. I'll be honest with you. I'm not the type. I'm not the Venus Williams, Serena Williams type of father that's gonna force you to get up.
Right.
I just don't have that in me.
Yep.
I feel like.
Now he got game. You ain't Denzel Washington from He Got Game.
I wish I was, but I want them to have more passion.
Yeah.
For it than I do, because again, I don't want to project.
Right.
What I want to do onto them.
Right. Exactly. I'm gonna be your number one fan.
It's gonna burn.
Mm-hmm.
It's the passion.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I'm not that dad. I can't say that I'm that dad either. Where I'm gonna force them, but it's my job to introduce them to a number of things so they can get as close to their gift as possible. And once they find that thing, then man, you're not gonna need an agent, because I'm gonna be that guy. Then I'll go hard for you in the paint for whatever it is that you decide to do, and you be great at it if you decide to be great at it. So it's just like, yeah, I'm not just gonna force you one way. Now, when you make a decision to do something, I'm gonna hold you to it, and I'm gonna make sure that you be a man of your word and stand to that as much as possible. But I'm not gonna force your hand.
Yeah, like shout out to I believe it was Jeremy Wilson, who said his daughter woke him up. And
Jeremy Wilson from Lewis, huh? From Lewis University. Okay.
She wanted to practice at 6, 7 in the morning.
Uh-huh.
She woke him up.
Mm.
Like, let's get it.
Yeah.
And he popped up.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think that's the type of fathers that we are.
Yes. And I'm waiting for that
If you
moment.
want it, I'll get up.
Yes, I want it.
Whatever you need.
Yep. I'm telling you. And I might even complain on my way up, but I'm getting up. I'm getting up. I might be like, man, look, man, I was up to 1:30 last, but Dad, I want to go outside and shoot the ball. I want to go outside and run some laps. Yep, I'm with you, man. Give me 10 minutes. I'm up. Let's go.
Shout out to Wilson.
What's going on, Wilson? So as we wrap up, again, salute to Iman Shumpert for being an awesome dad in that moment, and in others, man. We appreciate you. Thank you for standing up and being a good role model for that. And without any further ado, Real, take us out of here, man.
Yo, episode 14. Next season, look out for at least double that. We thank everybody for being with us from day one, from spreading the word, from showing love, whether it be via text message, Facebook message. We run into y'all out there in the streets with our masks on. You got something good to say.
Appreciate
man,
it.
that give us strength.
Yep,
That's
it does.
energy.
Keep it going.
2020 been a lot of downs, but a lot of ups as well. We want to send prayers and thoughts and condolences to all of us who have lost loved ones, who's moved on to go be with the Lord. We pray for all of our strength. We pray for if they left any kids behind. We pray for their families, the mothers, the daughters, the sons, the fathers. This has been one year where it really showed our human weaknesses. So we would say 2021, let's go build them up. Let's build up those weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? Let's put those dams up when the flood comes in. Continue to spend time with your family. Continue to not waste a moment's breath every day. Just give thanks that you're here, that you're still here. There's been so many that we've lost. And if we're here for a reason. So, man, 2020, we said goodbye.
Yeah.
Good riddance.
Good riddance.
It's our last time we're going to see you.
Yeah.
We don't want to see you no more. 2021.
Yeah.
Man, we welcome you with open arms.
Right.
Man.
Yeah, we stepping out the bed, putting our feet down on the devil's head is what them old folks would say. Yep.
Yeah, man, we got to stomp on his head, man. So that's what's up, man. All the fathers out there continue to be awesome. Hey, mothers, you know we love y'all.
Yep.
More than anything.
Appreciate y'all.
Y'all our strength. Y'all our backbone.
Not our wishbone. Yeah. For sure.
Love all y'all, man. We appreciate everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.